what would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
I'm getting on a call. Hold on. Here. Hold on.
All right. Congrats, Rachel.
Excuse me. Your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
No, White, by the Brothers Grimm. Great little fairy tale. Leave it as is. You don't like
Also,
it,
do you know-
make your own one.
It's not been rewritten,
Rachel,
though.
It has
you
been
know,
rewritten.
when Rachel says, so we're not doing that this time.
I just want to tell you guys about a incredible movie that just came out, Snow White. Wow. I just got to tell you, best movie I've seen in years, and there have been some really, really good films lately. Madam Web, Rebel Moon Part 1, that movie, that transgender one with the Mexican drug lord. But Snow White blows them all away. Chat, this movie has everything. Horrifying CGI, little people, check. A feminist princess who don't need no man, double check. Diddy dance party at the end, double Diddy check. All this to say, go see Snow White right now. The new one. Not that old stupid one where the princess gets saved by some good upstanding guy.
And there are 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed.
Snow White gets her name not from the fairness of her skin, as we obviously know Rachel Zegler would be a miscast in that sense. Instead, she gets her name from surviving a snowstorm.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
I am walking into Snow White, 2 p.m., now seating. Let's see how empty it is. I hope, it's off the woke we go. I hope. Sound like I hear a couple of people. One, two. Oh, okay. 2.
What do you get when you hand a fairy tale to $1 billion studio, give the lead role to a rising star with a hot mic, and sprinkle in enough Twitter backlash to drown a Pixar sequel? You get Snow Woke. This wasn't just a movie. It was a movement, a reimagining, a live-action reboot soaked in feminism, filtered through CGI and backed by the kind of PR disaster you usually only see when celebrities tweet from the toilet. Rachel Zegler, the breakout star of West Side Story, was meant to be Disney's next Golden Girl. But somewhere between calling Prince Charming a stalker and trying to redefine what Snow White actually means, she walked straight into a buzzsaw made of memes, Reddit threads, and angry Gen X moms. And then The Simpsons got involved. Bedazzled mockery to the hindmost. But how did a project with so much money, legacy, and studio firepower end up as the punchline of the decade? And why is Rachel Zegler, once poised to be the face of a new Disney era, now being quietly removed from the Magic Kingdom like an old animatronic with bad optics? Let's break it all down. From the dress to the dwarfs to the downfall. Because this isn't just about a movie flop. It's about what happens when Hollywood tries to rewire nostalgia and ends up frying its own circuits. Once upon a time, in a Zoom audition far, far away, Rachel Zegler got cast as Snow White. It was supposed to be a win for representation, progress, and Disney's eternal quest to remake every animated film until the earth burns. Zegler had just crushed it in West Side Story. Critics loved her, and Disney needed a new face to slap on lunchboxes and theme park merch. She was talented, telegenic, and bilingual, a triple threat. But instead of leaning into the legacy, Rachel chose violence. In early interviews, she called the original 1937 film weird, side-eyed the prince for being too kissy, and made it clear she was not here to sing about love. Her Snow White, she said, was dreaming of power, not romance. Every studio hopes their star says something viral during press tours, just not like this. Clips of Zegler casually roasting the original film began circulating faster than a Disney Plus subscription cancellation. She said she wouldn't be saved by a man. She said she hated the prince. She said the old version of Snow White was boring. Which, fine, but maybe don't say that while promoting the new one. What Disney wanted was fresh and modern. What they got was smug and sarcastic. The interviews didn't land as empowered. They landed as, why is she even doing this movie? It was the cinematic version of attending a wedding and starting your toast with, I never liked the groom anyway. And just when fans were still clutching their poisoned apples, Disney made a move no one saw coming, and no one really liked. They scrapped the dwarfs. Yes, in an attempt to modernize and avoid stereotypes, Disney replaced the 7 iconic little guys with a grab bag of magical creatures. Think of it as diversity by committee, but worse. Even Peter Dinklage, yes, that Peter Dinklage, clapped back, saying the studio missed the point. Instead of creating a better story with real representation, they just erased the characters entirely. And to add insult to, well, dwarf erasure, they left one token little person among a crew of CGI extras, which felt less like progress and more like checkbox casting with a budget. The internet had a field day. The memes were ruthless. And Rachel Zegler? Well, she wasn't the one making those casting decisions, but the public didn't care. To them, she was the face of the whole messy remake. At this point, the backlash was already boiling. But then the Simpsons showed up like the drunk uncle at Thanksgiving, late, loud, and ready to roast everyone. Bring out the 12-pack of malt liquor talls. In one of their most direct parodies ever, The Simpsons aired an episode featuring Snow Woke, complete with a Zegler lookalike who rants about the patriarchy and demands to be crowned queen of diversity. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't kind. It was a comedic body slam from a show that's been satirizing pop culture for decades. And this time, they didn't just hit a nerve. They shattered it. Twitter exploded. Reddit melted. Even boomers were like, okay, that's a little much, but also true. It was the moment everyone realized. When The Simpsons turns you into a caricature, you've officially become a cultural cautionary tale. Boom, there it is. So the stage was set. Controversy bubbling, memes circulating, and a nation on the edge of its seat. And then, the movie dropped. Well, dropped is generous. Snow White didn't so much drop as it politely rolled under the couch where nobody could find it. Opening weekend was a ghost town. Fans posted photos of completely empty screenings. One clip even showed Rachel Zegler watching the film in a theater, alone. Just her popcorn, and a burning pile of career ambitions. IMDB gave it a savage 1.6 rating. That's not just low. That's, did anyone actually finish it? Low. Even Cats had the dignity of a pity watch. Online reactions were brutal. TikToks mocked the musical numbers. Redditors theorized that Disney had accidentally released a parody of its own remake. Some viewers even joked that it was a live-action warning label, not a film. If the movie had ended with a black screen reading, "We're sorry," no one would have been surprised. Now here's where things get juicy in a corporate PR nightmare kind of way. Disney didn't say anything publicly. No press release, no blame game, just silence. But behind the scenes, projects started vanishing faster than CGI backgrounds in a Marvel film. Zegler was quietly removed from several upcoming Disney ventures, including voice work for Toy Story 5 and a rumored Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. Her name? Gone. Like someone hit Quitar El Plazi on her entire contract. Studios weren't worried about her talent. They were terrified of the headlines. When your actor becomes more famous for what they said off-screen than what they did on-screen, execs start sweating like Olaf in July. Casting calls shifted. Timelines were re-evaluated. PR teams began each day by Googling Zegler plus trending and crying into their coffee. And just like that, the once favored daughter of the Disney machine was quietly escorted out the back gate. As if things couldn't get messier, Zegler's personal life decided to join the party. Her long-term relationship with West Side Story co-star Josh Andres Rivera came to a quiet, awkward end. No announcements, no public posts, just a slow fade into breakup oblivion. The Hollywood way. Insiders whispered that the constant spotlight, the online vitriol, and the sheer stress of becoming Twitter's favorite chew toy took its toll. The backlash wasn't just professional anymore. It had set up shop in her living room. Every photo was analyzed, every smile dissected. Fans became body language experts overnight. Some swore Josh looked checked out during red carpet events. Others speculated that Disney secretly ghosted him too. They didn't, but honestly wouldn't be shocked. Suddenly, the woman who had once been the it girl of Hollywood's next generation was now being discussed like an expired influencer. Remember her? What happened? And see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Answer, Snow White happened, with no dwarfs to help her pack. And so we arrive at the end, not of the film, but of the fantasy. Rachel Zegler's rise and fall wasn't just about a bad remake. It was about what happens when a modern Hollywood narrative tries to rewrite the past without understanding why people loved it in the first place. She wanted to be bold. Disney wanted to be with the times. But the result? A film that pleased no one, offended many, and ended with empty theaters and empty calendars. Was she unfairly targeted? Maybe. No, we'll make that a no. Did she say a few too many things with a little too much smug? Definitely. In the TikTok era, perception moves faster than fact. One soundbite can overshadow a career. One eye roll can become a meme. And when your biggest audience is the internet, they don't wait for context. They hit record, edit, and upload. So maybe Rachel Zegler will bounce back. Maybe she'll take a break and reappear in something that doesn't involve poisoned apples and PR poison. Or perhaps she'll take the hint and retire from acting forever. Or maybe this entire saga will be taught in future film school classes titled, What Not to Do During a Press Tour, the Musical. Because if there's one thing we learned from Snow Woke, it's this. In Hollywood, no one is immune to the algorithm, not even fairy tale royalty. Perhaps the algorithm had a couple cans of malt liquor as well. Maybe Rachel should down a few herself. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. We hope to see you again soon.